Zillow's basically porn to a lot of, people. Um,
Yeah,
and
I remember.
so
Yeah. Your company is using technology to help realtors do their job a little bit better. I want you to talk a little bit about Glasshouse and what you guys do there, why you decided to come up to create that company, where the idea came from, and a little bit about what you guys do.
I might take this back a little bit, just kind of trace my history into the industry to kind of speak to Glasshouse. I started as a real estate agent. It was my first job ever. I got licensed on my 18th birthday, and I worked full time. Actually took a year off between high school and college to work full time in New York City in the Manhattan market.
Is that where you're from? Are you from New York?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I've always kind of been very interested in the brokerage space. And then I studied it in college. I wrote my thesis, which we'll get into, kind of on the brokerage space, particularly focusing on Manhattan. And then obviously my career after college, before I launched True Footage, was in real estate finance. And we often dealt with brokers, whether that was kind of office, hotel, industrial, whatever, but obviously constantly interacting in the brokerage industry. And one thing that we've noticed over time is just that transparency is incredibly important. And I think that's kind of what is at the heart of this settlement, which we'll get into. It used to be when brokers were around in the 1980s, they carried a little black book. They had listings printed out in the newspaper on paper, and information asymmetry was a big thing. Certain brokers knew where the listings were. They knew who the sellers were. And if you weren't in the in crowd, you didn't get the news. And being a broker was all about kind of hoarding that data about the market. Obviously, over the last 10, 15 years, brokerages moved online kind of early 2000s. And then you have things like Zillow that come out. I think Zillow was founded, 2009 or something like that. And really the democratization of real estate search was born. And it became a lot easier for any consumer to, search on the internet and find homes. And obviously SNL spoofed this, but Zillow is basically porn to a lot of, people.
Yeah.
And so, and so I think what's kind of the next generation of this transparency is, okay, top brokers can still make a big amount of money, right? Whether commissions go from 6 to 3 over time, if you're a top agent, you're going to figure out how to win in the new market that exists. And the consumer demands transparency. And so the vision for Glasshouse is, how do we extend that transparency from the search world into kind of the offer world? How do we make sure that all of the offers are very clear? The commissions are communicated clearly to consumers. All of the offer terms that are constantly negotiated are clear. Love letters are stopped in favor of actually giving the property to the top person who is bidding the most. Glasshouse is really and pricing, that's the last piece. We offer appraisals up front as an option for consumers and for listing agents, so they can kind of show the market, hey, we had a third party, an objective person come in here and show what the property's worth. So Glasshouse is kind of this platform for listing agents to sell properties for top dollar and faster, leveraging all of these technology tools that focus on transparency, pricing, offer management, and a few other tools to really kind of showcase a listing as best as possible, and then provide additional tools to the listing agent to make the process smoother, faster, make them more likely to get a referral, and all those kinds of things.